Do you know the difference between passive and active listening? Do you know which one is going to help you learn English faster? By the end of today's video, you should have a pretty clear idea of which one is better, and you can do this in a real conversation or when you're on your own. So, if you're ready to learn about active listening, let's get right into it. So first, let's talk about the difference between passive and active listening. And with passive listening, you're just going to be letting the English wash over you without any active participation. So for example, maybe you have English or a TV show on in the background, but you're not really paying attention to it. You can pick up English this way, but it is going to take you a lot longer and just be overall slower way to learn English. With active listening, you're going to be focusing just on that song or that TV show, and maybe you're going to be pausing to go over words that you haven't heard before. Maybe you're going to be repeating certain words to practice on your pronunciation. So there's just going to be a big difference to the way you're listening to that content. And it is going to take more work, but you will see the benefits much faster. So why is active listening important? Active listening is important for you to be involved in the conversation. You are going to be listening a lot closer. You're going to be repeating words for clarification. You could ask questions about what the speaker is saying. You could also do active listening when you are on your own. When you are doing active listening on your own, there's a lot of different ways that you can go about setting up to get yourself ready. You're going to have to find some time that you're going to be carving out for listening. You're going to find yourself a quiet space. You don't want to have social media or your phone open. You don't want to be multitasking. You're really going to go into active listening, focusing on that one piece of content that you're going to be using to improve your listening. You also have to choose suitable listening content. You need to be able to find suitable materials such as podcasts, YouTube videos, TED Talks, TV shows, movies. Just make sure that whatever piece of content that you do choose, it's going to be suitable for your level. So for example, you can choose something a little bit easier than your level if what you want to do is focus on pronunciation, and you can choose something a little bit above your level if you're going to be searching out and looking to learn new vocabulary. But make sure just not to go too much higher or too much lower than your level. I would also try to make sure that you find something that you're going to be able to listen to over and over again. The next thing you're going to want to do is plan your activities. Listen for examples of a topic of a grammar point that you have recently learned, for example, past perfect tense, and then when you go to that piece of content, listen for that specific grammar point, make a note of it, jot it down, and then you're going to go into the next step. You're also going to want to listen and make sure you write down a full summary of everything that you heard. Write down new words, and maybe you can aim for a list of 10, and even if you don't know the vocabulary at this point, see if you can maybe guess at what the meaning is based on the context of what you're listening to. Once you try guessing at the meaning, after that, pause that content, then you're going to go back, use the dictionary to look up each of those words and then see how you did with your guess as opposed to the real definition. You can also write down words or phrases that you would like to use in your own speech. And these don't necessarily have to be new words or phrases, but it could just be phrases that you would really like to incorporate into your speaking skills. For example, we can agree to disagree, or back in the day. How about you listen to a podcast or a video on a particular topic? For example, right now there's a lot of talk about artificial intelligence in the news. How about listen to a podcast or a YouTube video on this topic and see how much you can pick up, and then see if you can go about discussing the same topic with a friend, a classmate, a coworker, anything that you can do to be able to pick up on your listening, and then see if you can go out there and say it in your own words. You can also practice shadowing, which is going to be a way for you to listen to a particular piece of content, and then you're going to be able to practice repeating exactly what you heard from that speaker right after you hear it. I won't go into too much detail on how to do shadowing here. I do have a dedicated video that goes into a lot of different details on all about how to go about practicing shadowing, which is a great way for you to improve your listening and pronunciation skills. If you're interested, I'll leave a link down below in the description and you can check out that video. You can also find a podcast or a piece of content that offers the transcript, and then you can record yourself while you're speaking that piece of content, and then you can go back and see how your voice matches up with that original listening. And there's so many other things that you can try. The most important thing you want to remember is remain actively engaged with the listening activity. Okay guys, I hope this video helps you. If you're interested in learning about more ways to improve your listening, how about check out this video right here. Also, share this video with someone else that you think this will help. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in another video. See you.